So today I want to do my first video of my first day with the Mavic Mini. So I did unbox it last night when I got it, but I got it kind of late. So what I did was I watched a lot of instructional videos, which I definitely suggest everyone that gets a Mavic Mini should do first. The instructions that came with it were pretty much non-existent, I have to say. But luckily I have flown drones before, so I kind of knew what to expect. But it's really good to go and watch some of the videos produced by DJI or other people to find out what some of the strange things are that you might not intuitively know how to do. Like, one of the strange things that I came across was, how do you charge up your controller? And it is kind of strange because I looked at this connector and it's a very different type of connector, but on the side of the remote control it will take both this connector, which connects to your phone, and also a normal micro USB. So that was just one thing I had to look up on YouTube. So use YouTube and Google some of these things and find out what it is that you need to know when you're working with the Mavic Mini. So I wanted to do this one shot, and I'm going to have to recreate it because when it crashed the battery fell out and I didn't have another camera set up to run it. So I will kind of recreate it, but I did get the video from it, which I'll show you. So I'm going to let you decide if it was the wind or if it was pilot error, and then we'll look at the footage and go through it and see if you can figure out, is it something I did wrong or was it something that the Mavic did? Now, it's my first day with the Mavic, and I've had a lot of experience with small drones like the Eachine tiny little toy drone, and which I've tried to fly in wind and had very little success with that. And maybe I'll do a video on comparing the Mavic with that. It's about the same size as this, actually, and it kind of looks like a copy in many ways, but it doesn't handle wind well at all. It's very light, and today's a pretty good windy day. I might do a little bit of that. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so on to the trip. The idea was I wanted to fly in from the ocean. I'm here in Bali, and I have a retreat center here called Shambhala Retreat Center. So I wanted to fly in from the ocean and then zoom in to our sign that says Shambhala Retreat Center. And that was the goal. And so I was sitting here in the restaurant, which is outdoors, and I actually couldn't see the drone. So I was only looking at my screen when I was flying it, and it crashed. So we'll look at that footage and then we can conclude which way it was. Was it the wind? It was pretty windy. It's true, it's pretty windy. But I kind of have a feeling it was more like something that I did wrong. Okay, so let's have a look. So this is a shot I was trying to get. I was going to come flying in here kind of nice, and it's fairly fast, and then get a shot of that sign. But what happened instead was I misjudged it, and this is what we got. It looks like it landed pretty hard. The battery fell out, and yeah, I got a little scraped up here on the sides. Not too bad. It looks like it fared pretty well. It cracked a little bit right here. I'll put some super glue on that. That's not too good. And we'll put the battery back in. And we'll try it again. So unfortunately, it seems like it got a little sand in here, and this one won't turn anymore. So this is a experience I've had before. If you can't turn your drone on because one of the motors is locked up. You need to actually take it apart and get the motor open and blow it out with some air. Now I didn't have an air can with me, so I just blew on it. And I took it apart and I blew in here, you know, once I had it open. I just did it with my mouth. And that seemed to work. And so now it's freed up and all the motors are working again. But that's something that you have to deal with if you're ever in a sandy area. That if you get any sand in it, immediately take it apart. Don't panic. You can get it open, get it cleaned out. I had one motor on another drone where I had to actually replace the motor, so it might be good to have an extra motor as well. But for this one, it looks like these motors are made better than the E-Machines, and I was able to just blow the sand out, and so it's all freed up now. Okay, it's ready for more flights. Okay, so let's have a look and see what you guys think. Was it pilot error or just too strong of wind? We've had a pretty good wind here today. So after looking at the footage, I have to come to the conclusion that it was definitely pilot error, which means my error. So a better way to go about this would be to go to your goal first and then go just straight back in reverse if you want to zoom in, so that the path is already clear and you can see exactly where it's going to come in. Now I was sitting at the table and I couldn't see it at all coming in, so I was just looking at the screen and it came in too fast and I crashed. So there you have it. First day on the Mavic Mini with a good solid crash to start with.